I was recently kindly gifted a beautiful cookbook from a lovely subscriber called the Good Housekeeping Cookbook from 1955. They have a whole section for different vegetable sides and a wide variety of cooking options for each vegetable. They even include a helpful table for the cooking times for each vegetable. I was inspired to make a few different dishes and combine it into one delicious meal for dinner. A lot of retro recipes are amazing at using economical ingredients to keep costs low and utilising what you already have on hand to make the most nourishing, thrifty and time-friendly meals for you and your family. But before getting into dinner, I wanted to enjoy the lovely sunshine we've been getting as it's spring in Australia, so our evenings are getting longer, which means more time spent outside in the garden and hanging out with the chickens. We have an unruly amount of oregano, which I planted over a year ago, and it's just become a monster. Now that our days are getting warmer, it's loving the warm weather. So I've been trimming it back and drying it to use for cooking. Now, before the evening gets away from me, time to start dinner. And I almost forgot to put on an apron to protect my lovely dress. My favourite vegetable are potatoes, so of course I chose to use a special crumb potato recipe from the cookbook, which I put on to boil. I always try and make a point of looking at what needs to be used in my fridge and then planning different meals accordingly, so I never have to waste any good food. The next recipe from the cookbook is baked tomatoes, which I'm very excited to try. I cut them crossways and spread them with mustard and chopped onion, a bit of Worcestershire sauce and fresh breadcrumbs with a little knob of butter, and baked in the oven for 30 minutes. The next part is baked or shirred eggs, which quite simply is just baking them in a little dish. The recipe calls for a sprinkling of monosodium glutamate, which I have substituted for some stock powder to impart a bit of richness that the MSG would have otherwise done. The recipe called for some cracked pepper, salt and paprika, which I didn't have, so I used chili flakes instead. A little bit of butter on top, and I also decided to add some cheese, and I popped them in the oven for about 18 minutes. While dinner cooked, I rinsed off all the oregano from the garden and prepared it to be dried in the sun for a few days, before jarring it up to be liberally used in cooking in the kitchen. Now with the potatoes boiled, I prepared a cornflake crumb mixture with salt and melted butter for dipping before covering with crumbs. These look so good, so good. I'm so excited to try them. Honestly, anything potato I am just absolutely there for, but these look amazing and I'm really excited to try it. I've just got some leftover butter here from the dipping process and I'm just going to put that in the pan and cook these up. Dinner was looking delicious and the glorious smell from all the different foods was wafting through the house. I love having potted herbs at the back door, which makes garnishing meals so quick and easy. And just like that, a delicious and cost-effective dinner is served. Since it was still so lovely and warm outside, I decided to have dinner at the garden table under the grapefruit tree. And let me tell you, this meal was truly delicious and I couldn't eat it fast enough. Dinner was so good that I actually forgot to take off my apron in the heat of the moment.
Look at me, I'm so excited. I left my apron on. Oh, yes. That's nice. That is so good.
When the weather is warm like this, it is so lovely to sit outside and admire the garden, eat meals outdoors, browse cookbooks for future meal planning, and watering the garden to end a beautiful day. I love seeing the progress of my garden, and it always surprises me how fast it all grows. The chickens love our homegrown strawberries and will actually fight over them. Our strawberries taste like candy and are just the best sort of dessert after dinner. To end the night, I sat down at my desk to write a long overdue letter to my dear friend Becky. Good night, darlings.
Oh God, there's that spider again. Oh!